Now we're going to start to add into this all of the core elements that need to be in place to maximize the transference of skill when we're preparing to perform in a dynamic performance environment. It has to have fidelity and it must be dynamic. It must be, listen carefully, it must be functional. We motivate our training based on what the data tells us. Relevant and principle-based. It should look like what you would actually be performing. How many of you are learning what you don't know? Part of my objective for doing this is to help show you things that you don't know. The training is alive, random, and unrepeatable. Have any two repetitions been the same? So we've been experiencing repetition without context dictates. We want to set the problem first. Did I come out and give you a bunch of techniques before we start doing this? That forces you to do what? Wayfind and problem solve. Do I want to give you a collection of keys, or do I want to teach you to be a key maker? This is all about learning, so when we make a mistake, we want to celebrate the mistake. It's not a failure, it's valuable feedback. That feedback is a biological requirement for myelination to occur, right? So it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, isn't it? But when that mistake happens, what do we want to do immediately? We want to remediate it. This isn't about winning right now, it's about learning. Yeah, they didn't attack me right. Now I'm dead. You have a real resisting opponent. Perceptions dictate movements, and movements dictate perceptions. We're not putting all of our eggs into one basket. We're not one-trick ponies. You are having a live interaction. If all you can do is one thing, guess what you're going to do? You are learning to self-organize, aren't you? And you are learning to attune to patterns in your immediate environment. That's the point, right? People come in, well, I got combative skills and I got gun skills. Yes, but are they integrated? Guess what's burdening your cerebellum under stress? And what happens if you start to buy into or develop habits about that pre-choreographed through repetition? Slips and capture errors are a bitch, man. And if you're a one-trick pony, you're just going in circles. Yeah, they didn't attack me right. Now I'm dead. And through that, you are developing heuristics and precognitive reflexes. And if you keep doing it, you'll be trained. Skill development and skill application happen at the same time. Old paradigm 80 years ago suggested what? Skill development and then skill application. But the latest research says what? They should be happening together. That doesn't mean that we can't separate. We can, we should. But that doesn't mean that that's all we should be doing. The majority of the time, I believe it should be happening together, but there are definitely times to stop and break things down. There's really small details that can be really worked out that way that I think has great value. So I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but we want to make sure that the development and application are happening simultaneously. And in my preference, when I have brand new people, I want to have them working this way almost from the very beginning. Like from the beginning, they're experiencing development and application simultaneously. So they can feel the energies and the pressures and the timings right away. That's where the false confidence comes, right? So they get to learn, oh, okay, there's a little bit more to this than what meets the eye. There's constraints, aren't there? Can we scale this? Can we scale the level of exertion and intensity? Constantly challenging. Now, are we layering this training or are we throwing all new variables into the blender? It's not layered. It's integrated, it's blended. If we layer it, doesn't that tell you that it's going to be fractured and fragmented? I want all the encoding to all be happening at the same time.